Chapter 1129. At last, Salem said, I agree with this strategy. He'd be a god if he survives 1,000 bazookas. I agree as well. A peak sanctuary level cultivator isn't going to take us down like that. Who does this man think he is? Wesley said coldly. Jasper piped up as well. We'll go ahead with this then. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get him. Surely even that guy wouldn't stand a chance under such an attack, right? Griffin frowned. You all make good points, but I just feel like it isn't safe enough. He took out a fragment of jade and placed it on the table. I still feel like we should ask for that man's help. The other three looked at the jade fragment, raising an eyebrow at Griffin. Did they really have to ask that guy for help to take down one peak sanctuary level cultivator? It was important to note that he had only agreed to help them once, and that was it. Trust me, please. I've got a nasty feeling about this. The lives of our clans and tribes are at risk here. We should be as careful as possible. Griffin frowned. Salem and the others exchanged glances. It was clear that they were still extremely reluctant. Yet Griffin had been a part of running Muatown for decades now, and his word was not to be taken lightly. None of the other elders had even been able to get ahead of Griffin in the years they had ruled Muatown together. A while later, Wesley finally said, Since you insist on doing so, I'll believe you this one time. He took off the necklace he was wearing, of which dependent was another jade fragment, and placed it on the table. Jasper and Salem looked at each other, brows tightly furrowed. At last, they each took out a jade fragment of their own and set it down on the table as well. All four jade fragments formed a complete jade phoenix. Wesley piped up then. That man wandered to these parts with his parents 100 years ago, and our ancestors took them in and cared for them. This was the one promise he made to us after he grew up. Who would have thought that such a frail young man would turn out to be such a terrifying presence, huh? Salem lamented, letting out a soft sigh. Jasper got to his feet, hands behind his back. Our ancestors knew what they were doing. His parents were down with terrible diseases, and all four ancestors saw that he was a cultivator and took him in. He grew up to express a frightful amount of talent and has since then grown to be a powerful existence. Griffin nodded. Who could have seen that coming, right? Well, it's time for him to repay us now. We're not going to put ourselves at risk, even if it's going to come at the cost of this precious favor. All right, then. Let's get to it now that we've made up our minds. We're going to show this bastard that even a peak sanctuary level cultivator won't bring us down, said Jasper, slamming a fist down on the table in front of him. The four elders got to their feet after that, sending out orders to their respective armed forces to get ready. Over at Leaker Corp headquarters, Wilbur sat quietly in the main lobby, seemingly thinking about something. Sophie stood nearby, looking at him with fear and respect. A while later, Wilbur took out his phone and made a call. Wilbur, what's the matter? Albert's hoarse voice came ringing down the line. Sir, something happened, and I've been exposed. I had no other choice but to resolve this through force. I hope it won't be too much trouble for Dasha. Albert fell silent for a bit, then said, Dasha isn't what it used to be anymore. We're more than capable of handling a misstep or two. This is just Manand. I understand that sometimes things happen that are out of your control. Go ahead and proceed with what you had in mind.